Gotcha.
Yeah, no, you only move vertically in that game, and then you use the vertical movement to translate to horizontal.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, Birdie, let's make that check.
Don't roll 2.
Raazu, this door is very locked, and Birdie is very unlocking it.
No. This door's clearly unlocked, right? Because otherwise I wouldn't be able to open it with this 20 I rolled.
Raazu will remember that.
You pop the lock easily. Open up the door and look inside.
Hello, your door was unlocked.
So a couple features, and you're just walking right in. Don't even let me describe it. All right, fine. Click.
Roll for initiative.
Was that a real click or was that a joke click?
No, that was a joke click because Birdie is just
Okay.
hustling on in. So a couple features of this room. Off in one corner, you have a slightly off-kilter, what looks like a wardrobe that looks like it's supposed to be sitting flush up against the wall, but it's not. It's sitting at a weird angle. On the other side of the room, you have a circular table with some surgical tools on it. There is a slight smell of, like a coppery smell in the air. You can smell blood. And you can see in this corner of the room, over here, there are 2 bodies slumped against this back wall. Very live humanoids, maybe the general size and weight of Red. And the door in front of you here leading to the other room, you can see where it's got a keyhole on this side.
Yeah, nope. As soon as Adrex sees the bodies, he goes back outside. Nothing for us here.
Pulls a Grandpa Simpson.
Yep.
I feel
Do
like
these bodies look like they've been dead for a while?
Looking down at them, you don't smell any decay in the air. And looking at them, they look mummified. They look desiccated. You can't even tell what species they were originally. Their features are pulled real far back gaunts across their face. They're just very tight, leathery skin draped across bones with their clothing draped loosely over that. The clothing, however, looks in very good condition.
What size are they? Like, are they small, medium?
They're about your size.
Okay.
They're like a
poke
medium
one with
large.
my shovel.
Red being the
human
most
size.
like average human size in the group.
Yeah.
I'm gonna poke one with my shovel.
Okay. So
Try to
there's
flip it over.
one is a presumably a man wearing breeches and a laced up shirt, and the other one is wearing a dress. Which one do you poke, and how do you poke them?
Well, I'm going to like get my shovel underneath the man and kind of lift him up to see if there's anything underneath him. Like just kind of look and go. I'm gonna go all forensics on it.
Okay. Make a dexterity saving throw.
That would be a 20.
A 20. You jump back, startled, as you assume this is going to have a big bulk. You're thinking, like, oh, how much strength would it take me to, like, flip Red over in the middle of the night? And that's how much strength you use. But this thing, it's like paper and toothpicks. And it feels like the bones are coming apart and crumbling. And they fall forward so suddenly with a clatter, not a clattering sound, but the movement of it is so jarring, it makes you jump back. And you realize that the bones aren't connected inside this thing's skin anymore. And it just falls over as you go to move it.
Oh, okay.
Adrex, get in here.
Alright, we got two ways of this going that I see. 1, mushroom serial killer. 2, mushroom plague.
Do you have any idea what killed these people, Adrex? Because you're out of character. You're the one trained in medicine, right?
Yeah.
You are the medical expert, yeah.
Adrex is our doctor.
I don't know.
Yeah, you can swap places.
Can I roll medicine to figure that out?
Does Adrex have any... Does Adrex have any experience fighting any form of undead in his background?
He might actually.
We did.
Think
There
We
about
fought
it.
some undead in our first adventure together.
The first adventure, and considering the background I gave Adrex and his dragon god, he
Okay.
might, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and make that medicine check.
So these boys been snapped on by vampires.
That is a 13.
There's no medical reason that these two people, question mark, should be dead. You don't see any wounds as you examine the bodies. They're not decaying. But you recall stories from the frozen wastelands where you grew up in, I don't know what we're calling Canada on this game, but
Canada.
but you
No,
recall
sorry,
the
Fantasy
story
Canada.
Fancy Canada.
of a form of non-corporeal undead born of the ice, and if it got a hold of you, it would kill you by sucking all of the warmth out of your blood and your bones and leave you just the cold frozen husk. This is not clearly what's happened here because you don't imagine a spirit like that lives in the area, but that's immediately what you think of, are those stories of those ice ghosts.
And Adrex relays that information, telling it as matter-of-factly as possible while embellishing the completely gory bits.
I'm just imagining Adrex, like, when he's talking about medicine, just suddenly gets incredibly erudite. He's like, oh yeah, it looks like these corpses have been exsanguinated.
Like now in my head, by the way, because Canada, Adrex is from Ontario. He's like,
Monstario.
while I'm doing that, I want to.
I'm nerdy enough to have like a favorite map of Canada. My favorite map is the one where it draws a line right on the Canadian border and says half of the population of Canada lives south of this line.
Yeah.
And it's actually accurate.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Adrex, while you're... Because, I mean, to do this examination, you have to kind of go over this body a little bit.
Right. Yeah.
And... Well, which one did you examine, the man or the woman?
The man.
Okay. You found on his person 3 items of note. The first being a scalpel. The handle is made out of the same kind of wood as the door of this building, and you're not sure what kind of metal the tip might be out of. It's not one you're familiar with. In fact, it doesn't respond like metal at all. It doesn't seem to have caught the chill in the air, and you can't seem to get it to catch the light either. The second thing you find is a very nice and well-kept glass monocle
no.
on a thin chain.
Dang it.
The rim and the chain are made out of the same kind of coppery-colored metal. And the third thing you find is a key.
Ha. Well. Obviously, they were very rich, whoever these people. As evidenced by this monocle.
Maybe he just needed it to see.
I'm gonna try the key on the door next to us.
Okay?
I mean,
I feel like if you needed it to see, you would have a pair of glasses.
So, Wendy,
I
you...
feel like seeing out of one eye is a little bit less than advantageous.
I mean, at one point, these people probably had eyes. Yeah, Wendy, you go over, and the key fits the lock, and you hear it unlatch inside.
Unless only one eye was weak.
I mean, like, you know, if you want to do it the easy way, Wendy, God.
Well, if this key belongs to the person who lived here, who moved the bodies?
And with that, Red'll do a careful examination of the other body, see if there's anything else of note on her.
No, she's wearing a plain dress and apron, but she's not carrying anything of note.
By the way,
Birdie-
Brooker, that's where you should have said roll for initiative.
Birdie opens the This was a dresser or a wardrobe?
Like a large wardrobe. It reaches almost to the ceiling, and it looks like it ought to sit flush with the back wall, but it's not.
Well, I'm gonna open it first.
Okay. And it's not locked, but it has a little hook attaching one handle to the next. So you
Pointless.
actually have to open it up and make a dexterity saving throw. Red and Raazu.
Red and Raazu, huh?
Red and Raazu.
You get +3 to this roll.
Is this magic or a spell?
No. I feel bad every time you ask because there's so little magic in this campaign.
Oh wait,
It's on 23.
within 10 feet.
Oh, I'm sorry,
so-
not Red, Birdie. Birdie
Oh.
and Raazu.
I'll take that.
I don't know
that
why
20.
I said Red. Red's on the other
That's
side.
the one that I rolled. No, you have to roll one yourself. That's my 20.
Well, I rolled a 1. So
Okay, Birdie.
So you got a nice range.
Take
Raazu
2
got a
points of
23.
bludgeoning
Well,
damage,
that-
and you are knocked prone as you open up. I mean, thinking it's going to be filled with, I don't know, riches? What are you expecting? Well, what's actually in there is a bed, and it comes crashing down out of this large wardrobe. Raazu jumps back out of the way, startled, and the thing comes down with such a crash that it shakes the whole foundation of the place, and Birdie is just pinned underneath it for a second.
A clue.
Raazu looks it up and says, "Huh, interesting."
And it just looks like it's attached to a hinge, so you can lift it up and put it back in this wardrobe and close it back up.
I'm just more confused.
Well,
Behind
I guess it's convenient.
behind this compartment, you see a small section where there's a couple more like outfits hung up in the back. Some clothes are being stored in the back of this wardrobe.
Do they look like outfits, like, such that they kind of resemble the ones that these people are wearing?
Yeah, it looks like they probably each of them had 2 or 3.
Okay. So,
Yeah,
so
when
the people who lived
it.
here,
Can I tell how long they've been dead?
You can't, and that's what made you think of that story.
Okay.
Because that particular death is so swift, and it leaves your body in this permanent frozen husk of a state. So weak and lifeless that not even decaying fungus will feed on you when you're dead.
And you said this garden out here looks pretty well kept.
Yeah, it looks in excellent shape, has a very pleasant odor to it.
so
Very
this
nice
looks
colors.
like it has nails hammered into it.
When you go over and check, yeah, boards have been laid across this cellar door, and you see metal nails have been driven into
I'm
each
gonna
one.
look for some tools.
I have a crowbar.
No, I think she's looking to see if there's anything that was used to nail it down.
Looking around the house, you do see a bloody hammer sitting on this table along with the rest of the surgical tools. There's a hammer, there's like a curved bone saw, there are several other scalpels and knives. And
Is there
each
any
one-
obvious? Sorry.
Each one has a small amount of blood on it, but it seems very old. It's no longer slick or wet.
Is there a pantry or larder or some sort of cooking pit anywhere in the immediate area?
No, not inside of the house here that you can see.
Okay.
Am I still stuck under the bed?
No, you can crawl
So-
out.
Like, I was wondering.
So
Either, what I was going to say, either someone has been coming back tending to these flowers out here, or this happened recently.
I mean, who knows how long it would take for these sort of flowers to... Because I know nothing about this sort of plant. They could, for all we know, the garden could keep itself for months or years.
when we came in, did the bodies look like they were like stacked somewhere, like placed, or did they look like they might have fallen there?
Make a wisdom medicine check.
Alright.
You can make this at advantage because you already have the benefit of Adrex's examination.
So that's a 12.
Given that there's no injuries or anything, they don't seem to have suffered any blows or slashes, it didn't look like they had fallen there dead.
Did you roll that at advantage?
Yeah. I rolled this 4, and then I rolled this 6.
Red's gonna go outside and do a quick once-over of the immediate area to see if he can find, like, a cooking fire or anything? Like a fire pit?
a little ways away from the house, down this path here. Like, I'll actually draw it out. Maybe a good 20 feet away or so out here.
Be right back.
You do find a fire pit with a spit built over it and a now empty cauldron hanging from it.
Oh, okay.
Alright. So, someone put these bodies here. But these bodies are the only people who lived in this house because that's the only clothes we've found here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the obvious thing is to go down into the basement and see what they're hiding down there.
Well, presumably, whatever's in the basement is what killed them. Because you don't hide anything in a place that has been obviously shut. You do that to keep something from coming out.
Or they've got something really awesome down there. And yeah.
If I lay across this and listen to it, can I hear anything?
When you say lay across this, are you like hunkering down to the ground and putting your ear to it, or are you full body laying on the cellar door?
Just laying my head against it.
And you do so for a few minutes, and it's just silence.
Shake my head.
Here's where I fall on this, guys. We're the most qualified people likely to come here and open that door. If someone else came here, say these bodies weren't here, someone else comes by, cracks that open. If there is something dangerous down there, I would rather we find it than someone else.
I mean, I would agree with you if we weren't in the Underdark, but I still agree with you. So I feel like your average passer on the street is probably some hideously evil drow priestess slaver.
Then they would make a slave open it. Same situation.
Yeah, that's true.
So I say we open this up.
That sounds like a great idea.
Birdie shrugs and swings his crowbar at it.
So,
Birdie, those are meant to pry, not swing.
Shut up, it's my crowbar, I'll use it how I like.
two of you, one with Birdie's crowbar and the other with the hammer from the other room, could probably pry up these boards in, probably wouldn't take longer than 10 minutes or so. Who is doing this work?
Oh, sounds like
Birdie?
a double.
Yeah,
all right.
Birdie and Adrex?
I figured you'd want the strength.
I'll stay out, like, right here. Call me if anything crazy happens. I'm just
But-
gonna see if anyone's coming.
If you want to do it, by all means.
I mean, start prying up the boards.
All right.
I mean, we have a second crowbar. I've got one, so I'll give that to Adrex.
Birdie and Adrex. Sorry, I'm trying to do two things at once. Make me Constitution saving throws. You're looking for a 13.
Do I get a +3 here?
Raazu's within 10 feet of Adrex, yes.
Okay.
And so is Birdie.
17 for Birdie.
Okay.
+3 is 9, +6 is 15.
15? Okay. Nodal, guess what?
Yeah, what's up?
Roll initiative.
Hey, we did it, fam!
You got there. Nope, I pushed the wrong button.
Nice! Nice! Yes! I love it. I love it. Where am I? There I am.
I don't feel happy about the fact that Destil poked my roll.
Whee!
I was trying to roll that die.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm glad I got my own instead.
You poked it. You were like,
Yates.
that was a malicious poking, I feel.
Might need a D6 for a javelin.
We have to start making a concentrated effort to limit how many books I use in the planning of each session, because it's starting to get unreasonable, the stack on my desk from week to week.
Oh, darn. It looks like you'll have to put away that Kobold press book.
Oh, it's got
darn.
even dumber for me because, like, I use D&D Beyond when I'm doing my stuff.
Right.
So, like, I won't even realize how many books I'm using.
You guys get the last board pried up, and no sooner do you do, You don't even have to open the cellar door. Immediately, between the cracks where the door comes together, you can see that the door has a latch on it that somebody obviously didn't trust. But the door tries to blow open as though a strong wind is blowing up from inside. The latch catches it. The door doesn't actually open up. But a cold air that looks like black smoke does rise up through the crack. And for a minute, Adrex, you start second guessing whether or not there are actually ice ghosts in the area. It's that cold. And the smoke is starting to swirl up and take up the mass of this room. As it happens, you all of you hear an eerie howling, like a pained moan. And Red, you have the first action.
Oh god, we've released an ancient evil.
So is there like a passage down into the cellar now, or what?
No, the cellar door is still closed.
Okay.
They pried up the board, but the cellar door has a latch, which, when this thing pressed up against it, it seeped through the crack in the center and the sides of the door.
I think I'll use my action to dodge.
Okay.
That's the end of Red's turn.
Okay, that's going to bring us to Birdie.
I mean, I'm gonna go here and shut the door.
Wow.
Adrex, you hear the door just slam in your face, and now you're alone in this room filling up with cold black smoke. The only other exit is over here, and you got to get down on your hands and knees.
Why would he not go through the small one?
Birdie, are you taking an action or just stopping there?
No, I'm gonna.
You slam that door too?
Yes.
Windy, you hear the door of the hut slam behind you as Birdie runs out.
Why would he not go through this small door?
Windy, it's your turn.
Yep. I'm going to open up this door,
Okay.
open up this door,
That one's already open, is my understanding, because Red was looking
Yeah.
through it.
Yeah.
and then I'm going to cast Gust,
Okay.
blowing the smoke out that door.
Right into Red's face. Awesome.
Red should move.
Give me 1 second to look up the Gust spell.
Two spoopy 5 me.
Some quantity of the smoke does begin blowing out the door, but it doesn't react the way that you think like a smoke or some kind of particulate in the air ought to react. It's almost as if there's a presence there that's resisting the wind. But the bulk of it is blown out towards Red and is starting to billow out of the opening.
When you tell me that like it feels like there's a presence like
Mhm.
in the smoke, I then close that door.
Okay. And that's going to bring us to Adrex.
So help me understand this picture. There's black evil smoke seeping out of the cellar, but the door is still closed because the latch is still latched, right?
Right. Some quantity of this smoke escaped from the small crack in the center and the sides of the door when it came a little bit opened. But it wasn't with enough force to be able to break that latch.
Okay. And smoke is still seeping out of it?
No, a small quantity did seep out of it. Windy blew part of that out of the door, and then when she looked like it wasn't reacting like typical smoke, she closed the little door.
Thank you. Adrex goes, I don't think so, ancient evil, and starts hammering the boards back into place.
Okay, so yeah, you put one of the boards down and start hammering one of the nails into it. And at that point,
It could be a recent evil.
Birdie, because
That door is open.
that door is open, this door is closed, and this door is now
Correct.
closed. Birdie, make me a strength check. I rolled a
Check
20.
that save.
I mean, no.
Wendy, you blow part of the smoke out the little door. When you feel this presence resist it, you close the little door to try to trap it inside. The rest of it swirls around Adrex. As he gets down, he presses through the cold and starts hammering this board into place. Raazu, you feel this presence sweep past you across the room and crashes into the front door with enough force to blow it open and throw Birdie prone. And it swirls out the front door. Red, from your perspective, the mass that Wendy blew out with Gust blew past you along the side of the house.
Okay.
And is headed in that same direction.
Alright, I don't think so, Ancient Evil.
Raazu.
I'm going to... This is just to get confirmation of something here, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my Divine Sense feature.
Okay.
Within 60 feet, not behind total cover, I can discern the position of any celestial fiend or undead.
Very, very undead.
Extremely undead.
Yeah, this whole smoke constitutes something very, very undead.
But what's the position of it?
The position of it right now is swirling out towards the front of the house. Half of it went past Birdie and half of it went out past Red.
Raazu plows past Birdie out through the door.
Okay.
I can get to here.
So if you move
And
out to
Raazu-
here, you're kind of standing amidst this cloud now.
Actually, yeah, if that's the case, then I'm gonna kind of stay on the periphery of it.
Okay.
With the understanding that it's a bit more amorphous than just one square, would you mind tossing like a pawn somewhere so we can see where the bulk of it is, Brick? Alright, thanks.
Okay. Yeah, Raazu then will say this. There's something very, very wrong about how that thing smells.
That's going to bring us back to... That's a channel divinity, right? That
No, that's another class feature other than channel divinity.
divine sense, right?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
Yes. Yeah, then Raazu will slightly elaborate, saying it's like smelling like the temple.
Okay, I remember this feature now because I had a player who used it when I was running Death House.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I hadn't read up on everybody's class features, and she was using it wrong. Like she was using she I don't know if she was like made a mistake and used like incorrectly, or if she just conveniently forgot about the total cover part. So she was trying to like use it to count zombies under floorboards and things. It was driving me crazy.
Yeah, no, it just gives me as long as it's not under total cover.
Usually I give players the benefit of the doubt about that kind of thing, but this particular player has very convenient selective memory sometimes. That's going to bring us back to Red.
Let's see. So I'll use my 30, being careful not to step on the flowers. Bonus action to dash. Yeah. And can I take a stab at this thing with a short sword, silvered?
Okay, go ahead and make that roll.
Then an armor class of 12.
12 is good enough, believe it or not.
So it's a silvered short sword, which would deal 6 damage.
6 damage. Bear with me 1 second. This little bit of damage actually requires a lot of note taking on my end. Okay. You slash out with your short sword at this cloud, and it recoils from the blow, and you hear this ghostly wail emanating, crying out in pain.
That's the end of Red's turn.
That's going to bring us to Birdie.
Okay, I'll stand up and go back inside
I'm just gonna open those doors again.
and shut the door.
So Birdie and Wendy spend the next 3 turns opening and closing this door. That's the end of Birdie?
Yeah, I don't have anything.
Alright, I'm gonna open this door back up.
Okay.
Give Birdie a dirty look. Outside. And I'm going to shoot a couple of longbow shots into this horrible cloud.
Okay.
That's a 19 and a 20.
19 and a 20. The arrows fly harmlessly through this cloud of smoke.
What if I said that was piercing magical?
Then you can roll damage. Were these the magic arrows?
No, I'm a monk. I'm a Kensei monk. Anything I shoot is by definition magical.
This is supposed to be a no magic campaign. I should have disallowed monk.
Yeah, monks are horseshit.
Should have disallowed Paladin too while you were at it. But
That's 23.
23. Alright, let me calc.exe a little bit here.
Yeah, basically monks at level 6 get to punch magical, and Kensei monks get to use weapons that are magical, as long as they're my Kensei weapons.
Well, this is the Orc's Kensei weapon, as I recall.
Oh, but no, see, the orc wasn't a Kensei monk, so it couldn't be the orc's Kensei weapon.
Are we sure about that?
So yeah, you send these arrows through. They still go sailing through this cloud. There's no impact. But again, you see the thing recoil, and you hear this pained wail. Like a cry, like a scream, not like a whale who's in pain. That would be ridiculous. Right. This isn't Metal Gear Solid. Ending your turn there?
Yeah, go ahead.
Adrex, you're up. Continuing to hammer?
Hope this works. Okay. He's gonna hand the hammer to Birdie and also give him a dangerous look.
Okay.
Not a dirty look, a dangerous look.
A dangerous,
yeah, dangerous one.
Yeah. 4, 5, 6.
Okay.
And he's going to put silver pieces in between his knuckles.
Okay.
And punch the cloud.
Roll a hit.
All right.
Nice.
Oh man,
I fully support this.
That's
an 11.
To be clear, I love this idea. But you have to you got to roll better next time you have a good idea.
Well, then you know what? I'm spending a blip because I also want this to work.
This is the best.
I mean, you're a fighter, man. You could action surge.
Oh, so much better.
Oh!
All right. So yeah, 2 points of damage.
So here's the thing: my unarmed strike does 6.
Oh.
Yeah.
How do you get 6 damage from your unarmed strike?
That's a really good question.
Like, what feature gives you that? That's not a Dragonborn thing. It's not a Dragonborn feature, I don't think.
Does D&D Beyond say you have 6 points of unarmed strike damage?
Yeah, I do. It says instead of using a weapon to make, etc., on a hit of an unarmed strike, you eat 1 plus your strength mod. It's because I'm proficient in unarmed strikes, apparently.
So you deal 7 damage, I think?
Because you double. Well, there's no die roll involved, though.
Yeah.
I do get a second attack, though.
I'll tell you what. Because you don't double the mod, but I'll double the base damage to 2. And then add the, what is it, +5?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so yeah, we'll do that. And
that checks out.
Yeah, throwing these punches with silver pieces wedged between your knuckles, I mean, it's definitely damaging this horrible black cloud.
And Wendy nods at your form. Good punch.
Like, that's pretty good. You should get your nails did with silver polish and then slash out at them.
Oh shit, Brick Road.
Adrex, what's next with you?
I'm attack. Definitely doing that.
Unarmed attack. To be clear, if it's just silver colored paint, it's not going to work.
Oh no, this is gonna be badass.
There's one. All right.
Oh.
We'll take that one, I guess.
And it's just the most ridiculous attack you think you've ever launched in your life. You got one good hit in, but you realize you didn't have time to put silver pieces between the knuckles of both hands. So when you come around from your other sword,
Yeah. All right.
Adrex and Red, I need a Constitution saving throw.
Adrex gets +3 to this.
I'm within 10 feet.
You Burkrod?
Yeah, he's within 10 feet.
Yeah. Okay.
23.
Yeah.
Is this magic?
Yes.
Oh shit!
I think that's the first time.
It actually is now.
That's 16.
A 16. And Adrex, for the second time today, you just feel this incredible cold as this thing begins to swirl and continues to move away from you. And as it does, it splits off into 3 directions and seeps into the 3 topiaries.
Oh, goody.
Oh.
Goody. Goody.
Birdie, it's okay to break them now.
You would let me do this at first.
The smoke seeps into these 3 shapes, and for a moment it just looks like the smoke disappears into them. But then you see the shapes of them start to move. It's clear these things don't actually have any musculature. There's no skeleton inside. You can see the fungus breaking apart and sloughing off at the joints where the arms or the legs and limbs start to move, and the tail begins to swish back and forth. And all 3 of these 6-legged beasts begin moving and kind of clawing at the ground, ready to trample in your direction. All right, Raazu.
10.
Okay, I want to say I love how everyone is being so mindful of the flower.
Yeah, no. We're not that stupid. All right, and then I'm going to swipe at this one with my halberd.
Okay.
Hey, Brooke, would you mind? Are they 4 squares each?
They're not. They're just large, very, very big.
Yeah, just move them into squares. Thank you.
God, it breaks my heart to have to do that.
No, I like it.
I know you like it.
That is. I'm sorry. That's a 25 to hit.
That's way more than enough.
Okay then. I'm gonna put some Paladin stank on that. Now the Paladin stank does get more damage against undead. Do I get an extra D8 on top of this?
Give me the 2 damage types separately, but yes, the target's undead.
Okay, that is 10 slashing damage, and I didn't roll that one. Wow, okay. That's 5 radiant
And
damage.
5 radiant. And you bury your halberd into this horrible mushroom boar that the smoke cloud disappeared into. And your radiant strike cleaves straight through it. And you hear that ghostly wail, and you see smoke emanating out from the wound. Moving or staying put?
Let's do it again.
Do it again.
Plunge
Yeah,
your glowing
again.
sword into it.
My poor
Yeah.
monster.
That is an 18 to hit.
That'll hit.
Yeah, I'll throw some extra stank on that as well.
And Dora's gonna be pissed.
Yep. That is 7 slashing damage and 13 radiant damage this time.
13 radiant?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you deal another grievous wound to the side of this thing's haunch.
That's Raazu's turn.
Red, what's good with you?
I will hand Adrex my silver short sword, and I will draw a silver dagger.
Okay.
Move to here and ready in action. That as soon as an enemy is adjacent to Raazu, I will stab them.
Gotcha.
Oh, and as a bonus action, I'll give Windy advantage against this topiary.
Okay. Birdie, there's all kinds of unsettling noises outside.
I like this. I like this cabin. I think.
You hear Raazu's battle cry.
Continue to hammer.
No, I'll run here and then I'll use the wand of flame arrow on my quiver.
Okay.
And then just kind of like that's my turn. I'll just stand at the door where I'm not in the immediate line of fire because I'm a big old coward or a small coward, however you want to say it.
You think
Big
I can't attack
cowards
you
come
from
in
there?
small packages.
Yes.
It's going to bring us to Windy.
All right, I'm going to head over here, and then I'm going to go ahead and take a sharpshooter shot at this guy.
Okay.
I'm going to use my bonus action to add a little bit of juice to it. Oh, right, I'm at advantage because of red. Oh, cool. I'll take the 12. That's a 16.
16 will hit.
For 17 piercing magical.
Okay, and your arrow blows through the center of just the soft, pulpy mass of this mushroom pig. And you see the smoke emanating from the back of it and disperses into the air and evaporates. And the mass of the creature crashes to the ground at Red and Raazu's feet.
Fantastic. Second shot on this one.
Okay.
Sharpshooter once again. That's a 24 to hit.
24 will hit.
For 19 piercing magical.
Okay.
Monks are basically bullshit, I think.
Yeah, mostly. Yeah.
Whatever class Nodal decides to play is bullshit. Now,
Actually, sharpshooter and great weapon are kind of
I've actually lost sleep over this. Is it because
Yeah.
Nodal makes these classes bullshit, or is it just that Nodal finds himself drawn to bullshit classes? I don't know.
Well, here's the thing. I'm 3 for 3.
It's true. And you know, Nick and the other guy played monks previously, and they weren't bullshit.
I don't know, Broad. You tried to kill Liberation quite a few times, and he would never die.
Well, that's because your other.
I seem to remember that character dying.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure he literally reincarnated.
Liberation. Liberation.
Right, Liberation was much better once your fellow players told you could key point dodge. And is that going to bring us to the end of Windy?
I hate you all.
He would have gotten there. Yeah, that'll bring an end to me.
Adrex.
How you doing?
I'm doing great.
How is Adrex bullshit?
I have a silvered short sword now.
Okay.
That's pretty bullshit. Yeah.
So, stab, stab.
Stabbity stab.
Ooh, that is a... I navigated away from my character sheet, because of course I did. That's 27.
Why
27 will
would you?
hit.
Why wouldn't you?
Because I was looking up something else, but decided not to do it. You said that's a hit.
Yeah,
so
that's a hit.
that is a... Womp womp. That is a 6 points of damage.
6.
Yeah. And you know what? Nah. I'm gonna second attack.
Okay.
$22.
22 is also a hit.
Another 6 points of damage.
Okay.
And this time it actually needs to make a strength save.
9.
No, that fails. So it gets pushed back 15 feet and takes an additional... There we go. An additional 8 damage.
Okay. Go ahead and push it.
Bong. Well, is it a large creature?
It is.
Oh.
Does that make a difference?
I think it would have to be bigger.
Yes, it
than
does. No, it doesn't. It's large or smaller.
Okay.
that. Yeah.
Is that the end of Adrex's turn?
Yeah.
Is it knocked prone or just pushed backwards?
It's pushed backwards.
All right. Well, that doesn't.
Remember, the prone attack is something else.
It's a bull, Adrex.
It's very helpful for
charge
me.
you.
Now it doesn't have to disengage. Raazu,
Hey,
I got where's the? Oh, there it is. A 22.
that hits.
That hits. I need you to make me 2 saving throws. First a strength, and then a constitution.
Sure.
First, go ahead and take 9 points of slashing damage from the thing's tusk as it charges at you.
Okay, saving throws. First, strength. That is a 15.
Okay? And what about constitution?
Constitution, even better. It's 22.
So the bulk of this thing crashes into you, and you manage to stay in your boots. But where the thing gored you, where its tusks ripped into your armor and scratched your flesh, the wound feels ice cold. Adrex, same deal.
Okay. And now, Adrex does have the shield on.
I have a 19 to hit you.
Ah!
Go ahead and make
Yeah.
2 saving throws, please. Oh, it's a much better damage roll.
That's a crit.
Crit save.
Crit save. That's good.
Con is a regular 20.
Okay, 17 points of slashing damage as this thing gores you. But again, you manage to keep your feet. And you feel this ice cold wound.
Is that halved or is that just you take 17?
No, that was the piercing damage from the tusk.
Okay.
Or I'm sorry, slashing. Yes.
All right. Glad I have this shield.
Ow.
Oh shit, it's the
You
fuzz.
don't have the shield. Hey, so you made 2 attacks last round, but you didn't make your offhand. Is that correct?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay, so
That's.
you do have the shield. Gotcha.
I went through that whole thing before.
Glad somebody's
Sure
keeping
that-
track of this. Ross, are you gonna do something about this pig?
Yeah, I'm gonna stab it a couple of times. How does that sound?
With a halberd?
Yeah.
I would slash at it.
Sure, that works too. That's a 13 to hit.
That'll hit.
Alright, and I will go ahead and put some Paladin Stank on that because I'm pretty sure that if I don't, then I'm going to deal Bupkester damage. So that is 9 slashing damage and 7 radiant damage.
Okay, you slash. Carve off most of this thing's face and snout, and it slaps to the ground. But it has not stopped moving yet.
Alright, and then let's finish it off. No, probably not. That is only a 10 to hit.
10 will not do it.
Have you done your Hobgoblin thing?
How about, what's the range on that? Yeah, I was thinking that too, yeah.
Yeah, sorry for stealing your
No,
thunder.
no, it's
You
quite
had
alright. 30 feet. Let's see, 1, 2, birdie count.
Does it have to be allies you can see?
Allies I can see.
Does is that the case?
Allies that I can see,
Okay.
yes.
Well, you can't see Birdie because he's shorter than that shrubbery.
Sure. Alright, 1, 2. That turns it to a 13.
13 will hit.
Rock on. Yeah.
You're so
Use my
embarrassed
last-
that you have to use that.
Exactly. I really am. That is 6 slashing damage and a lot of damage. 19.
Nice.
And you slash off the other part of its face, and again, the smoke emanates from this thing and evaporates, and the mass of it slumps. Well, kind of they're both stacked up on top of you. You just built this pile of fungus meat.
Yep. And Raazu is going to close over here.
Okay.
For reasons.
for raisins. There's no raisins. Red, you're up.
Well, let's see if normal arrows do anything now that it's a topiary. So I'll take a shot with short bow.
Okay.
Hit an armor class of 14.
14 will hit.
And this is not anything special aside from sneak attack.
I don't know. Sneak attack is pretty special.
Well, I mean, like magical or anything. That'll be 19 damage.
19. And your arrow just gets lost in the pulp of this thing, but it does recoil from the hit.
I'll give Wendy advantage on her next attack against it as a bonus action, and I'll move to here.
Okay, Birdie.
Zoom on the stack of D6s. It's like wiggling like a Jello mold.
Yeah, I like it. I find it soothing.
Jello.
We had a Mad Men themed murder mystery party this weekend, and my wife made the ugliest Jello mold she could find out of 1960s era cookbooks.
Oh god.
Did you put salad in there?
Was it?
I had to talk her out of it. She was gonna do like one of the like horrible like tuna casserole ones. I said, don't make something people won't eat. Make it ugly, but make it like with fruit or something. So yeah, it had peaches in it. But it was horrible looking. It would have been right at home on the cover of like a Betty Crocker cookbook.
From the 1970s.
Birdie, this monster's still alive. What are you doing about that?
Well, walk here and shoot it with a flaming arrow. Like, I have the, let's see.
You cast that Flamaro.
Yeah. So, let's see. Let's put this one to the side. This is the fire damage, and this is the...
Did you roll the hit?
Oh, no.
Do that
Why
first.
did you need to do that?
Gotta wait till it gets Flamara.
Really?
Okay, so that'd be a 20-something to hit.
Okay.
20... Yeah, 4. And then, so that's 3 fire damage and 18 plus 4. 22 physical.
Your fire arrow hits this thing, and it ignites the pulp of the creature. And once again, you see the smoke as it wails out forth and evaporates from it. And now you've got the smoldering wreck of what was once a very beautiful fungal topiary.
So, new rule, anytime we run into any kind of topiary, we kill it, we destroy it.
I'm not agreeing to that rule.
I'm not agreeing to
Yeah,
that.
that seems a little bit paranoid.
How about we don't release an ancient evil?
Listen,
I don't know. There's one less ancient evil now.
Fair point.
Good shot, by the by, Birdie. I appreciate the initiative.
right, yes. We'll just ignore the fact that I ran away a couple of times.
So coming back into here, is there still smoke at all in this area?
No, not anymore. You have murdered all the smoke.
Well, let's see what the hell.
Can I pop open the latch?
You can, but there's 2 boards nailed in place over top of the door now.